Hi, hello everyone. Today we want to present about political economic of the media. Okay, before we want to start our present, let me introduce you. My name is Ifan Shafika and my group members is Nina Farisha. Okay, let's we start our presentation. Okay, introduction. We want to describe the definition of political economy of the media and then explain a history of political economy, present the components of political economy, study political economy, focus on three major areas, and then more detailed exploration of the political economy behavior. Political economy theory is split into three ideologies and functioning of the media. Okay, the definition. A political economy approach analyzes the power relationships between politics, mediation, and economics. Political economy is a social science, production, trade, and their relationship with law and the government. Okay, this is how economic theories affect different socio-economic systems for socialism and communism, along with the creation and implementation of public policy. Okay, the last point for the definition is combination of political and economy, which is reference to the fact that media texts are produced within specific and historical contingent system. Okay, next is the history. The history of political economy traces back to the works of Adam Smith and Dave Ricardo, who writing in the 18th and 19th century outlined a model which was broadly supportive of the developments of economic markets and free trade and was based upon a labor theory of value, which was suggested that the value of the goods and commodities produced is related to the amount of labor which goes into making that product. Smith and Ricardo's work was taken up in the mid-19th century by Karl Marx, who in 1867 published Capital, Critique of Political Economy, which worked as a critique of the emergent political economy of capitalism during the Industrial Revolution. Okay, next is components of political economy. The components of political economy are split into two sections, which is classical political economy and modern political economy. The classical political economy studies the work of philosophers such as Machiavelli, Adam Smith, and Karl Marx. Then the modern political economy studies the work of the modern philosophers, economists, and political scientists such as John Maynard Keynes, Milton Friedman, and Friedrich Hayek. Okay, the next point is the political economy focus on three major areas, which is interdisciplinary study, new political economy, and international political economy. For the interdisciplinary, political economy focus on economics, sociology, and political science to understand how economic system, political institutions, and the environment affect and influence each other. The new political economy area treats economic policies as a belief or action that must be further discussed rather than as a framework that needs to be analyzed. Okay, the international political economy study, also known as global political economy, analyzes the relationship between economics and international relations. It uses ideas from economics, sociology, and political science. International political economy focus on how states and institutions use global economic interactions to shape political systems. Okay, next about the behavior and theory of political economy. The political behavior in an economy is shaped by interested, idea, and institutions. Okay, for interested, they include the interests of individuals and groups who are able to use their power to influence policy. Individuals in government tend to promote their own economic and political interests that will help them retain power. Okay, for ideas are considered an important influence on policy. In addition to economic and political interests, it assumes that individuals are self-seeking and rational and that they are unable to access the outcomes of all the choices available to them. Ideology allows an individual to decide what they should do in order to remain consistent with their basic values and beliefs. Okay, last point for institutions. They are political rules that include the constitution and define how leaders are chosen and how a new policy can be implemented. Institutions also help structure incentive facing individuals and groups within the economy. Okay, next is political economy theory used by modern economists. They are split into three ideologies, which is liberalism, Marxism, and economic nationalism. Okay, next, economy media. We know media industry is so important into our country because they give impact to the Malaysia economic. We can see people right now buys the newspaper such as Berita Harian, Utusan, Sinar, and other than that. Okay, the next point in 20th century media enhanced technology in terms of media delivery to audience, such as from mobile phone, television, and radio.
Political media. As the economic media evolve, we can't unseen the politic structure taking over the media industry. Political media has lots of positive sides to represent the country's success, especially when the public got to voice out their opinions in freedom lately. Media enhance the flows of information to the public, which could actually affect the public's mind about politics and the government management for the country. We can see how the information empowers people to determine their own development path. Political media is somewhat can represent the awareness of the world or country itself. For an example, media news release the scenes of the poor country to create empathy. Or maybe, like this current big issue, the Black Lives Matter is trending worldwide and for people to notice and take action to help or voice out and simply ask everyone take the time to fix the injustice and seek for peace together to make the world better. Next, I have seen some leaders of the politics or anyone similar to use the social medias to connect with the public like Dato Najib, the XPM or Syed Sadiq using Twitter to socialize with public. I believe their intention to use such media platform is to collect opinions and hear out the voice of the public to create more peaceful and fix the problem of the country. Or maybe some other intention is to understand the need of the community. This is probably what the thing that people want where their opinions are considerable for everyone's goodness and the government to not being secretive and responsive for people not misunderstand the government's power and authority over the country. People get to join in the debate of politics because they also have their own life choices for living. Also, political media allows the public to access information which could create the mind of the public that the government is trustful and accountable. This way, people is well informed about the management of a government and comfortably vote for the best politicians to guide a better country. Disadvantages of political and economic media. At some point, we still need to know that political and economy media are not always good. People cannot see the behind the scene of others, so what do we need to expect from the politicians' real objective and goals for the country? Some may stay trustful and some may seem to have other plans which we also don't know. The reason for my words is because some politicians or any big names can actually pay the media industry to cover up anything that could make them fall or create up some fake rumors themselves to point out the negativity of their opponents to win. And what's funny, where people tend to believe the false rumors faster than to investigate the real stories because it's rather interesting for some people. Over the years, we already know big brands like Google and Facebook, so it is somewhat hard for the new businesses to start up as people already trust the big brands. It is either the concept of luck if their businesses got overlooked. Big brands already big enough to take over people's interest, which may affect the other businesses because of the not so powerful media advertise. As the media evolve, loss of information needed to access any platform online, which could lead to privacy issues. So this protection of personal information need to be overlooked for the public to not hesitate for providing information for good matters. We believe that technology can do various things, and this also includes the economic side where machines occur. Some professional and skilled workers may lose their jobs to the machines or robots because people look up to the technologies these days and feel threatened. As a conclusion, political and economy media gives great chances for any countries or the people itself as the history was written. Also, there are some components and more well detailed behavior of the political and economy media, just like the first presenter mentioned. Despite having the lead throughout the industry, there are still some disadvantages. So, we hope for the political and economic media to grow steadily as the time passes and may the world be a better place to live. Thank you.